Welcome to the Tourism News Wrap. My name is Jason Amu. Coming up, Gondwana Lord celebrates Silver Jubilee. On Show unveils Africa Showcase Europe event, and Morocco extends stimulus package for tourism sector. Namibia's hospitality giant Gondwana Collections is confident in growing the hotel chain beyond the South African country to target the African market. The hotel has in its collection over 40 properties, which mainly consist of high-end luxury properties to safari lodges spread across the length and breadth of the land for the brave. Speaking to Tourism News Wrap, the managing director of the hotel group, Joubert, said the over 2 decades of its existence has seen it chalk major successes and has also helped shape the hospitality sector in Namibia.
Our values, the core of who and what we are, what we stand for, in terms of our environmental credentials, in terms of, our heart and soul for our beautiful company and our beautiful country and our nation, the people of Namibia. That will not change. That is the backbone of this company. So definitely more of the same in terms of being a positive force for good and making a positive impact on in our beautiful country. That is for sure. In terms of the way forward, there's some element of more of the same, in terms of investment in our communities, investment in communal areas in Namibia, taking our government hands in terms of opportunities, on national land, to the benefit of Namibia, but also, seeing the future because the world is changing. That is for sure. So in the background, we're working very, very hard on digital platforms and what we want to offer to the world in terms of that, both for Namibia, but also for the region.
The organizers of Africa Showcase on Show Solutions has unveiled a European dedicated edition of the Africa Showcase slated for March 22 to 26 this year. Following the success of the virtual event in 2020, this edition will focus on the key European markets, namely Nordic, Central Eastern Europe and Russia, Southern Europe, Middle Europa and Benelux. Co-owner of On Show Solutions, Jackie Reynolds, spoke to Tourism News Wrap.
In our new world, we've realized that the in-person events are going to take a bit longer to come back. So we've looked at the different markets. Normally at this time of year, the first half of the year, we would be doing our Africa Showcase in Southern Europe, in the Nordic markets, in Russia. So we've looked at who are the key markets that we're expecting to recover quickest and how can we make an impactful week. So we're going to be running 4 different markets in 1 week, and everybody can choose which market tracks they want to do. So the products from Africa can participate and customize their participation to suit their marketing objectives and obviously their budgets. So they can pick and choose the different multiple meeting tracks. And we'll be, as always, doing all the pre-scheduling and working very closely with all of our facilitators in the markets. I think if ever this last year, we've seen our market experts working harder than ever because they really need to keep a finger on the pulse, and so much is changing and there is so much movement within our source markets for Africa that it's important that we are still able to deliver the right buyers to the products that are participating on the show. And it is so difficult for products to do this on their own, to be able to keep a proper tab on the markets.
The Kingdom of Morocco has extended the austerity package for the tourism sector as it works assiduously to get the sector back on its feet. The Kingdom's Minister of Tourism, Handicrafts and Social Economy, Nadia Feta Alawi, in an interview with Voyage Afrique, revealed that the evolving situation of the pandemic necessitated the extension of the package as well as helping revive the private sector.
As you know, tourism is about people and mainly skills, very skilled people and expertise. So we made a huge effort to support corporates and businesses to keep as much jobs as possible. So the government has provided direct subsidies to the companies, to the employees. So the deal with the corporate is to keep at least 80% of the job, and the government has been giving direct subsidies to the employees. It started at very early stage, last year, March. Then we had a specific I would say, contract with the professional in tourism that have been launched in July until December. And because this pandemic, we had the second wave, we have extended until end of March, coming March. So it will be 1 year that government is supporting directly the industry of tourism. So this is important to be able to restart. We have to have the right people, the right sanitary condition. Second thing is that we have been working closely with local but also international partners.
Kenya Airways has received the equivalent of over $91 million from the government, the Business Daily newspaper reported on Wednesday, part of efforts to prop up the career after the pandemic grounded global aviation. The airline, which is majority owned by the government, with Air France KLM holding a small stake, secured 8 billion Kenyan shillings from the Treasury and 2 billion shillings from the Ministry of Transport, the paper reported, citing a supplementary budget presented to Parliament on Tuesday. Kenya Airways declined to comment on the report, according to the Business Daily newspaper. The submission deadline for Reigniting Africa entries has been extended until June 30, giving African travel and tourism stakeholders an additional 4 months to get their entries together to vie for the top spots in the continent's most impactful, story-driven COVID-19 campaign. The Reigniting Africa Award recognizes and rewards those incredible campaigns that emerged to keep us connected, engaged and inspired on the African continent during the COVID-19 pandemic, says Megan Oberholzer, Portfolio Director, Travel, Tourism and Creative Industries at Reed Exhibitions Africa. There's more news on www.voyageafrique.com and all our social media platforms. My name is Jason Amo.